What's going on, guys? Welcome to Free Access TV. This is Coffee with Quinn. My name is Liza Quinn. I'm creative director of AllAccessIDA.com. I am here with TNT, Matthew, and Abel Fernandez, a good friend of mine. We go way back. That's why I had to have him. Thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. And the main, the part of the conversation that we're having and why we're doing this series is because I want to talk to people that are like-minded, that are really into the entrepreneurial side of music, that are really taking on the business of entertainment from a different perspective, from a modern take. It's not a traditional game anymore, so we can't treat it with the same traditional tactics, So I like to talk to people who are making moves, who are starting new businesses, who are developing artists in a new way. So tell me, where should we start? Do we start with World Standard Audio, Concept Records?
Well, again, my name's Abel, WorldStandardAudio.com. Pretty much, I've been in this business over 15 years plus. We go way back. I went to SAE Institute, became a certified audio engineer. I studied a lot of music business. Obviously, I got caught in the transition, which we had that conversation earlier, where there was a huge transition in physical distribution to now digital. So a lot of people had this old school mentality of the traditional record deal, the traditional way of marketing the product, the traditional way of just the user or the listener that actually listens to the music. So
the way we even consume
the music is going to continue to evolve, I believe. And I started more off when we started World Standard Audio. Started as a record pool. We went into some more consulting, but we went back into the record pool.
Well, what started World Standard Audio? Why did you start it?
Well, I started it because as a producer myself, I wanted to create a new way of not only just discovering talent. I wanted to create a new way for DJs and people in the business to discover new records. Also, I have a lot of resources in the business, so obviously I made a lot of phone calls with some of the big guys that are looking for talent, some of the top A&Rs.
Well, what takes somebody to that transition? Because a lot of people would be like, well, I produce, this is what I do, I'm good. Like, what makes you wake up one day and be like, you know what, I'm going to start a company? Like,
well, I'm a businessman. I'm a hustler.
By nature.
By nature, I'm a hustler.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, this is a little not a loophole, but this is another little avenue where I can kind of capitalize and just, I believe, when you're doing something that no one else is doing, that's value.
So I want to talk about that formula so people can get some value and figure out how they can apply those things to what they're doing as well, or link up with companies that are doing that. But first I want to ask, okay, explain how Concept Records started and what you do exactly.
Well, Concept Records started way back in 06. I obviously was more behind the scenes. I was a lot younger.
How did you start your career?
Well, it all started with my father. My father started Concept Records, and this is pretty much
a family of
we come from a family of exactly.
Okay, cool.
And this is actually the original team right here. We all go back all the way to 06. Abel was there producing. TNT was an artist.
You might have crossed paths at that time.
Yeah, so, and I was always behind the scenes. I was young. I was about like 14, 13 years old. So I started learning, and then now, as I got older, things change. Technology changes, everything changes. And that's where Abel comes in. He taught me now more how the business is going now, and then I understand a little bit more than my father knows a little bit more like that old school way of doing it. So now it's kind of like that new school, old school vibe that we have.
They're weighing out. They're expanding.
So your dad still... He runs the company, or you both do together? Is he still involved? And I imagine there's a lot of you're learning from each other how you change.
Yeah, exactly.
So, okay, so I'll go back to how you guys linked up, but explain to me the biggest differences in the strategy that you see from when your dad ran the business to now.
I think, to me, what I see this change is that back in the day, it was pretty much you had a pretty face and talent. Now it's not just about pretty face and talent. Now you gotta have, we got social media now. So many outlets for music. Now you gotta check your following,
right?
How your social game is, how you interacting with your fans. It's very more connected with the fans.
So you gotta be engaging.
You gotta be engaging.
You gotta be creative.
You gotta be creative. You gotta be organic.
A go-getter, really.
Yeah. Yeah. Now
okay.
It's a lot more.
You're getting over cold.
Me too. We're all estamos.
Yeah.
Okay. I understand. So it's a lot more. Well, people have to be a lot more self-sufficient.
Correct.
I feel like before you can kind of, and I talk with young artists about this a lot because they kind of ride on that, like, still getting discovered just from being great, or
my music should speak for itself. It's good enough.
I know.
If you believe in me.
And look, I'm not saying that that's not true. I never in these conversations want to take away from the music.
From that,
ultimately, that's what matters.
Ever. Right.
But
Ever.
people automatically, I had an argument with a young artist I was working with the other day because it was like, no, but there are other ways. I'm like, if you know the formula, call me when you got it. Like, you don't need me.
It's crazy self-entitlement.
Yeah, and it's not to judge or criticize because we really want to help. I thank you. We're here at Fusion Lounge and are taking good care of us. Zephyr, Nestle Pure Life, if you want to hit us up and we'll talk about, we'll discuss this together. But anyway, okay, so we'll get deeper. I just want to go down the line and kind of get a little backstory on everybody. Talk to me, TNT, about the connection and what you're working on. Oh, and tell everybody a little bit about who you are, too.
Well, wow,
Cesar.
I go back into business since hip hop in Spanish started back in 1982 in Spanish. Started in New York in English.
Are you from New York?
I was born in New York, but I was raised in Puerto Rico. My parents are Puerto Rican, so I'm a Puerto Rican.
Gotcha.
New York. And you know, back in the days when Run DMC and Public Enemy was going on, nothing was happening in Spanish, and then this first rapper in Puerto Rico started the movement in Spanish. Not copying or translating songs, but making it also. And it was tapes. Back in the days, it was the cassettes.
Right.
It was all in the streets, and it was no.
That's a little plastic thing that has two little wheels.
Correct.
Just in case.
And it's very important. And it's very important for entrepreneurs, artists, and anybody that's in the business. If you want to go very far in this, you have to go first way back. That's why we go to school.
Right.
When you go to school, you go to school because
understand where everything came from and how it started.
Exactly, because history is there to teach you what mistakes were made so you don't make them again, and what things were done wrong that you can make it better.
Absolutely.
Some people come into the business right now, and it comes to the platform, and they just want to jump into the pool, but they don't know what water is, how the pool was made. You know, they don't even know, where that came from, and the job that was done. The people that it's like the countries that are independent right now. You learn history because it's like these people bled, sweated, went to prison, got killed families for you to be able to have some kind of freedom today.
It's the same, obviously on a different scale, but it's the same concept in the sense that if you don't understand those struggles, you don't understand how to evolve as a business, as an art, as creatives. You're absolutely right.
No, and I believe that if you don't value and honor those things, life or your career won't honor you back.
You're absolutely,
that's something spiritual.
You're giving me some great memes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put your picture with these quotes on Instagram. This is all serious.
There's no way.
This is valuable.
I'm a very believer in that. You reap and sow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's no way. I mean, if you don't have no kind of respect for what happened, for the people that really make it work, made it work, so you can be here today.
Yeah.
And but
respect
now
is a big factor.
Exactly.
That dwindles a lot, and that's unfortunate.
No, and some people, it's about, especially in Spanish, it happens, the man pride. For me to give props to somebody else, it doesn't make you less, shorter. It makes you bigger.
So that's how, so that we can give the audience like concrete tips that they can use. How does one break from that now? Like now it's like before, where you'd have to go and you could literally count the vinyl records. There are millions of people putting out covers and original music and all genres you've probably never even heard of. Right. You have Spotify, and there's like such a sea of people. How does somebody break out of that to engage people and get noticed, and B, turn that into a profitable career?
I mean, I believe as far as the transition though, because remember, like you said, we're going from CD to
from cassette
to digital,
to vinyl to CDs.
Now, as far as in the digital market, to kind of more specifically answer the question, I believe before everything was controlled, the average listener, if you wanted to watch la novela, you had to be at home at 7 para coger la novela, porque si no te perdía la novela, right? Excuse me. I know for the Spanish listeners, you can, if you want to see a show at 7 o'clock, you have to run to your house, because after it runs the show, but today you have the option of,
you got on demand,
I can just press pause, I can watch every show on demand.
DVR,
Music as well. I had to be in the car radio because you only had one channel to listen to your station.
When
and
I was a
style of
kid,
music.
I thought Michael Jackson was at the radio station.
At the radio station.
I
So
swear,
whenever
that's
the
what I
song came on, you waited. Yes, the song is finally on. Either you had your tape, you try to record as much as you can of it, right? The bootleg tapes, you would try to record it. Or
I try to not
do-
catch the DJ talking.
Exactly. Today, now the average listener has the option to listen to whomever they want, whenever they want, wherever they want.
Right.
So as a musician, it's your responsibility to get in front of your target audience, because you do have a target audience, but your audience doesn't know you exist.
Explain it for dummies. Step one, and I'm not calling anybody a dummy. I'm saying, like, I'm the dummy here. Tell me, really in layman's terms,
Social media.
what's the first thing I have to do as a young artist? To do
As a young artist, obviously you need a quality product.
How do I get a quality product if I'm broke?
If you're broke, get 2 jobs, 3 jobs. Like my friend's becoming
Pay
a
for it,
doctor.
right? Yeah.
My friend's becoming a doctor. You know how much they're sacrificing? They're working 2 jobs. They're going to school, crazy amount of hours. They're sacrificing. They don't even go on the weekends. While everyone's going on the weekends, they're studying, and they've already obviously, just to become a doctor, well, you got to go minimum 80 grand in debt.
Right.
Off rip. You're not even a doctor yet. You already started in the game, 80 grand to 100 grand in college debt. You know, but obviously it's going to pay off. They're doing whatever it takes to get the end result. So a lot of musicians aren't doing whatever it takes. Also, I have to work 2 jobs to pay for studio time. But if I'm talented, you should just...
Well, I also think, and I'll leave this one to you. People, and I talked to David, the founder, he's the co-founder of IDA a lot, because this is the guy who, you know, started off as the first MIDI tech in Boston, and now he runs 4 multi-million-dollar companies,
Yeah,
you know.
guys,
He's
the
got
beast,
hustle.
by the way.
So
Shout out to you, bro. Thanks for having us on the website,
Shout
by the
out
way.
to David.
Shout out to David.
I'll tell him when I talk to him after
Guy's
this
awesome.
thing, give him a shout out. So, that being said, people expect, this is what I hear a lot, but nobody wants to help me. But, like, I can't get in touch with anybody who can, but, like, I'm broke, I need help. And I'm like, okay, first of all, like, how do you think that mindset hinders people? And what advice would you give people who think that way?
I feel like in today's day and age, everybody feels entitled to everything.
So your main thing is that it's just a case of entitlement.
It takes entitlement because even that, like you were saying, you gotta work, you need money, you don't have money. Look, he said a perfect example. Back in the day, they didn't need money. You gotta surround yourself with people who want to do good, people who want to come out with good music. You know, if you want to come out with good music, forget whoever you're hanging out with. Go hang out with people who want to make good music, and you're not gonna need money because they're all gonna just want to do it for the music, do it for the art, like how he said and how it all started.
Let me tell you something. This is very important too, okay? Because you're gonna find yourself losing and wasting years without nothing happening. Then you're gonna be frustrated, and you're gonna give up on everything, and then what would have been the best for you, when you could be best at it, you're not gonna be able to go and make it because you're already frustrated. Oh, with the hell with the music business. I'm like, you could have been a great entertainment lawyer.
Yeah.
But you wanted to rap.
Yo, my lawyer is a killer drummer, and one day he just looked at me and he was like, going to law school, and he's one of the best
entertainment lawyers in the game.
right now, and he's still like, he has a drum kit in his office. Like, that passion never leaves you. But what's so valuable about this conversation, and I'll let you keep having the floor, it's just that I really want people to understand, this is why guidance and finding the right team and getting understanding and having this know-how, being proactive enough to go out, watch something like this, you know what I'm saying? Subscribe to these things, hit up World Standard Audio, hit up Concept Records, get to the people, want self-help and motivation. That's why this is so important, and not enough creative people put themselves in the position to look for help. The right kind of help, and not like believe everybody, you know. So this is of a lot of value to people to really hear this like that from people who've already been from it. Because the whole reason why we founded this whole thing and rebranded it was because we don't want people to make the same mistakes. And you said it. That's what this. It's not about being like, I'm better. I don't have it all figured out. I don't make the money David makes. I want to. I want to live next to him in Beverly Hills.
How much is this?
Lopez is my neighbor, right?
He does okay, but like, I'll tell him what I tell him. I'm like, one day I'm gonna be your neighbor, and we laugh about it. He's like, I believe in you, Liza. Like, do it. But you know, it's not about money per se. It's just about knowing that if you stick to things and you really learn and you save time. When you have a strategy, you save time. So it's not that we're like, we know what's up and we can make you a star. That's not.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
But if you know how to get from A to B, which people who are already doing it and have done it That's it. There's a formula to everything. Just though when you open a shoe store, there's a formula to how to not fail in business. Coming from the school that you guys came from, and what separates all of you from a lot of people is humility and gratitude.
Discipline will take you where talent can't.
All day.
Absolutely.
100%.
Talent is limited.
So can we recap the three things, because they're really good, and I'm gonna put it in bold in text right now. Right now, I'm putting it in bold.
That's good.
First, so
Wear the shoe that fits
wear the shoe that fits you.
Recognize where you're good at, and number two,
Position
position
yourself.
yourself. Be able to do whatever. I mean, obviously, nothing indecent. I'm not talking about selling
Right,
selling
within
your
your
body,
moral boundaries.
nothing like
Yeah,
that.
don't
But
sell your
because
booty
in the
either.
village, you gotta be humble. If you have to carry suitcases, clean bathrooms, just to position yourself on a spot, do it.
And
Number
number
three?
three,
Number three, discipline
Discipline.
is the most important thing. Once you get something, how you manage it. With money, you gotta be disciplined. With the way you eat, you gotta be disciplined.
Your
With how you-
relationships.
Discipline. Some rappers, they sing voice, but they want to smoke cigarettes, they smoke weed. That messes up you.
right?
All of it's gonna end messed up. Down the line, it's gonna mess you up. You know?
Right,
And,
absolutely.
oh,
And
you're
so
fine,
our
everything you
next,
do. No.
the next part actually after the passion and calling thing is about inner circle, and not just the fact that those are the people that are honest with you, but they're the people that uplift you, that motivate you, that you learn from. If you can't be with the boy who's like not trying to help you. You ever seen that meme where like the guys are like helping one guy with the weights in prison, and the other guys are like making fun of him in the back? Like you don't want those guys in your inner
you can't be
circle.
around it, yeah.
You need to have people that are like-minded, that want the same things, that are go-getters, that
Filter
you know.
your circle.
Yeah,
Always be
absolutely.
filtering your circle out.
And we dig into that a little deeper as it goes. And guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Guys, don't forget, we got TNT, Matthew, Abel, World Standard Audio, Concept Records. Look out for all the new projects and everything, and hit us up with any questions. We really appreciate you. And don't forget, you can find all this at allaccessida.com and at allaccessida on all social media. Bye.
Don't stop the hustle, guys.
That's
Take
right.
your time.